This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Alrighty, good morning. Happy Monday. Let me turn up my volume just a little bit. Remember that? Hey, there we go. That sounds a lot better. All right, First Alert Doppler radar. We're under a First Alert weather day here for today. I know for news, tomorrow is certainly a Super Bowl type day with obviously the election tomorrow. Election day is tomorrow for your Tuesday, but we got storms to get through here for today. It's a First Alert weather day. In fact, here for mainly tonight. Here is a look at the current Doppler radar. We do see some rain showers around the ArkLaTex. We'll go into the specifics in just a minute, but right now we got some isolated showers kind of just hanging around portions of southeastern Oklahoma, eastern Texas, and southwestern Arkansas. But you can tell up to our north, and if you look off to our west, there's a whole lot more coming into the ArkLaTex again here for later on today. All right, hello. I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. Hope you're having a good day so far. Happy Monday. Welcome on to the work week. And boy, we got a lot coming here for the day today. So stay first alert with us. I know we've had tons of hype with the election as a part of our station, obviously, in for the day tomorrow, but now we need to stay first alert about the weather on tap here for tonight. Also, hello to you guys on Facebook. Anytime severe weather is in the ArkLaTex, we put our First Alert Weather Breakdown podcast on Facebook. That's how you know that that's what we're going over for today only, exclusively. We're just going to be focusing only on severe weather. Scrap the other plans I had for this First Alert Weather Breakdown. We'll resume that either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on how the conditions are tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But in for the day today, we're only talking about when the storms are coming in. Obviously, again, as we just saw on the First Alert Doppler radar, there are storms here in the ArkLaTex right now. Let me first of all stress that none of the storms which are here in the ArkLaTex for now are severe. None of them are severe. Those have some heavy rain, but that's really the only threat we have with those systems at all. But again, we'll look off to our north and west. Trust me, we have plenty of time to look at lots of things, and we'll get you the first alert to everything, every little single detail you need to know. And guess what? If I don't go over every single little detail, if I need to go over more towns, you can let me know. That's the point of us streaming this on Facebook and also streaming this on YouTube. I will check both of those throughout this stream. In fact, I'm even going to check right now. See if anybody is having any questions or saying hello. YouTube, I don't see anything yet. I also don't see anything yet for our Facebook stream either. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it very much. Again, by you commenting on Facebook and YouTube, this makes it a two-way conversation rather than just me staring into a camera, which I'm fine with at the end of the day. All right, but anyways, you stay first alert with us. Again, first alert weather day. Most of the severe weather threat doesn't happen until tonight. So still plenty of hours to kind of prepare yourself a little bit, get yourself first alert, and I wouldn't say bunker down yet, but definitely just be on the lookout for the potential of severe weather coming late tonight. And one thing I will stress also is that there are certain areas here for tonight that are going to have a greater chance of getting the severe weather compared to others. We'll go into all that coming up in this forecast. So let's go over how this is going to work, shall we? All right, so for today, we usually on this First Alert Weather Breakdown podcast, we go over a forecast here for our local ArkLaTex weather, and then we go over exclusive content, whatever that may be. Interview, Met Chat, for those of you who've been here, I think you get the lingo. But instead of doing that today, we are just going to be solely focusing on staying first alert about the local ArkLaTex forecast because it's a First Alert weather day. So we're continuing to stay along with that theme here for the day today. For the first block of this, before we even reach commercial break, I think we're mainly just going to talk about what's currently going on. What are the threats going along with this First Alert weather day? We'll play the future track out as well. We'll let you know how long this goes. So the severe weather threat goes, I'll pretty much go ahead and say it. The severe weather threat lasts pretty much into the early morning hours of tomorrow. The tail end of the severe weather threat, that is, should be pretty much the start of the morning show tomorrow morning. if not maybe just after that, around 5, 6 a.m. potentially. That's the tail end of it. So we'll have the forecast basically between now and the tail end of the morning show, I guess, so to speak, 6 a.m. tomorrow, of that forecast before a commercial break. And then we'll go into the rest of your Election Day forecast once the severe weather aspect of our incoming system finally dies off. And we'll also get into the 7-day forecast, again, after a commercial break, too, to talk about other things happening along later down the line. So, just want to give a quick shout-out before we start. So that's, first of all, that's the, get a little ahead of myself. That is the plan here for today. We'll also have a third block as well, with 2 commercial breaks. In the third block, we'll usually just recap the episode. I'll answer some more questions if you have any. And, yeah, just want to give a quick shout-out again to those of you who said hi on our Facebook page. Hi, Nicole from Shreveport, Nicole Stoker. I think that's how you say that. I also want to say hi to Jonathan from Minden. Hi. Hope you're having a good day. So far, so good. If you're in Minden, that is. There's some areas of northwest Louisiana today, just so you know. Even though today is a first alert weather day, there are some areas in northwest Louisiana, in fact, most of northwest Louisiana, I would beg to say, is not even going to see any rain today. Kind of goes against kind of the, first alert weather aspect of having storms for today. But the reason, let me stress this, the reason we have a first alert weather day, first of all, is for the entire ArkLaTex, and the fact that it does obviously start around 5, 6 o'clock in mainly eastern Texas and southeastern Oklahoma. That's where the threat's going to start here tonight. It's going to progress into tomorrow early morning for those of you across northwest Louisiana, which could include the overnight hours. We'll get into all this in the future track. All right, let's get into the forecast, nitty-gritty. Also want to say, oh, man, I said hi to 2 people, and 2 more people said hi back. Hello. Mandy from Zoel. I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. Also want to say hi to Tasha from Bossier. Thank you very much for watching. Hello. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Facebook and also YouTube as well. YouTube does not have any comments yet. So let's get straight into the forecast. Enough dilly-dallying, Evan. Let's get into our work week. All right, so there's another check out of our radar. One quick thing to mention before I go other places in this radar real quick. Notice how we do have a severe thunderstorm warning on this graphic already. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to highlight it actually real quick as soon as I grab control of my graphics here. There we go. All right, so if we actually go into Oklahoma, this is the line we're watching out for, by the way. It's right now just to the south end of Oklahoma City and covering most areas just basically on the drive between Dallas and Oklahoma City. We're watching out for that line to form and become a little more evolved here tonight as it progresses eastward towards the ArkLaTex. Notice how it already has a tornado warning involved with it as well. Look at the southern end of Oklahoma City. I'll zoom in real quick. Yeah, southern end of Oklahoma City already has 2 tornado warnings involved with it. This is the same line, again, that is coming to the ArkLaTex here later on tonight. That's what those the red polygons mean tornado warnings. The yellow ones mean severe thunderstorm warnings. And literally just as I'm on stream, there's another tornado warning that pops up just to the east side of Wichita Falls in Oklahoma. So yeah, this is progressing eastward. This is what it's moving toward the ArkLaTex. So for the moment, let's go over kind of what's in the ArkLaTex for now, because we still have some rain around here. DeKalb looks like they got a good thunderstorm going on right now. Idabel just had a little bit of rain, but that's moved off to the north and east in McCurtain County. Moving on southward, it looks like I got a good thunderstorm just off to the west side of Nacogdoches, which is continuing to move northward and could threaten Longview the next hour or 2. Also got a little thunderstorm, I guess it's involved with the same thunderstorm I just mentioned, just to the west side of Nacogdoches too. A little bit of light sprinkle maybe to the east side of I-49, you see there, just north of Plain Dealing. But besides that, most of southwest Arkansas and most of northwest Louisiana staying dry out for the moment. All right, so now let's get a look at what we're involving with here once the actual line comes on in. Let's zoom in. All right, so again, this is between Monday night and Tuesday morning. That's the severe weather aspect of it. The rain is going to be, the presence of rain is going to be ongoing, quite frankly, all the way into tomorrow afternoon, if not tomorrow night as well. So this is all about a window of just severe weather aspect being a part of the rain moving on through, if that makes sense. So severe weather is likely. The two most things to watch out for are tornadoes, sadly, and flash flooding, too. And again, this pretty much goes into Election Day because it goes all the way into Tuesday morning. So I hate for you to have to wait last minute for your Election Day, getting out and voting. But the better time to get out tomorrow will be the afternoon. We'll get into the future track in just a moment. But we'll take a look at the threat tracker here for today. Flash flooding threat moderate. You got high winds. It's already pretty windy across the ArkLaTex currently. We already have sustained winds into the double digits for most places across the ArkLaTex right now. And that's before the actual front and before the actual storms have actually arrived in the first place, actually. So, yeah, you have that to watch out for for the day today. So another aspect of this is tornadoes. Now, one thing I want to compare this with, if you remember our first alert weather day from last week on Halloween, that was on the low end of the scale, mainly because I didn't expect to see any coming, any here, and guess what? We didn't have a single tornado warning here from our last first alert weather day, but that threat has been elevated now. It's been increased one notch, at least for the majority of the ArkLaTex. I would even beg to differ that tornado threat is more towards moderate for areas of southeastern Oklahoma and northeastern Texas. We'll get into that map in just a little bit. But now, all right, future track. So, in for the rest of this afternoon, we're going to go very slowly with this past the afternoon, because the afternoon is almost the same picture as what it is now. Kind of just a stray few storms around the ArkLaTex. It's all about watching that line, again, from the west, because it starts to develop become a lot more of a cohesive, organized line, so to speak, where it can actually do a lot of, sadly, damage. This appears to arrive in the ArkLaTex starting, let's back up a little bit actually. This appears to start earliest by around 5-6 o'clock tonight. And that starts again with southeastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas. Then it looks like the line kind of stalls out just briefly, giving kind of brief downpours in those same areas all the way until 9 o'clock at night tonight. Notice how, again, 9 p.m. tonight, besides the far western portion of the ArkLaTex, the rest of the region, Texarkana and Shreveport, still hasn't seen any rain up into this point. So let me stress that out first. All right, continuing on the night, Texarkana, eastern Texas, you guys get onto this next, probably around 10 o'clock or so, maybe 11 o'clock too. And then it continues to move eastward, right around the Louisiana-Texas border. Notice the time, though, midnight. Yeah, this is going to be honestly coming at the worst portion of the day in the overnight hours. Not only when everybody's asleep, but just for the simple fact of you can't see anything. It's going to be hard to see anything. It's going to be difficult enough moving around in this kind of weather, moving through here for tonight. So lots of heavy, heavy rain expected, especially across eastern Texas and northwest Louisiana. I will say, if you don't see any severe weather, which there in some cases there might be that, especially for northwest Louisiana. We'll get to that in just a moment. If you don't get any severe weather, you're still going to be getting lots and lots of rain at the very least in between, again, late tonight heading into early tomorrow morning. So it's midnight, and we're finally starting to see this line pushing into areas around Shreveport. Now, notice how the line it's just slowly moving. 3-4 p.m., it kind of just finally meanders into Shreveport, so to speak. But notice the line. Look at the line itself. It's a slightly more disorganized heading into areas around Shreveport, and especially once we evolve this future track into the later morning hours. Look at that. The line kind of loses itself completely once we get into the mid-morning hours. So that's why we don't even see much of a severe weather threat, say, for example, around Minden, Natchitoches, those kind of areas. Not really expecting much of a first alert weather day. Granted, again, you'll still get plenty of heavy rain, but the severe weather aspect of it for the threat of tornadoes or the threat of flash flooding isn't as likely. I hope that makes sense. Again, questions on Facebook, questions on YouTube if you have any questions about all this. So, continuing on for the mid-morning hours, we still have more rain continuing on. We could have still some scattered downpours around, or I shouldn't even say scattered, I should say isolated. First, let me backtrack here. So once we get to around lunchtime, the showers and storms become a lot more isolated. But notice the storm threat around lunchtime, still very potent around the entire ArkLaTex at that time. And then heading into around 3, 4 p.m., we could still have a line of isolated showers continuing all the way into the afternoon before things finally start to dry off pretty much right around peak election time coverage here tomorrow night. Everything pretty much dries out for the most part, except for areas around Natchitoches, it looks like. And then heading into Wednesday morning, things finally look to dry up for the most part as my eyes are drying up. So yeah, Wednesday we'll have some leftover showers, but nothing of which spells severe weather at all. Hope that future track made sense. All right, so we're gonna move on. So how this affects your election day, I'll give you a preview of this now before we go to break. Again, the morning, very, very wet, especially. No, it's 100% chance of rain. Look at the temperatures, though. Only upper 60s. It is a cold front that is moving on throughout the ArkLaTex here for the day tomorrow. And the last thing I want to leave off at, actually, is a graphic. Last thing I want to leave you off with is, before we take a quick commercial break, and then I'll answer any questions, and I'll talk about the 7-day forecast after a commercial break, is this, our severe weather aspect. I think this is one of the best maps to show for this case because, again, not everybody is going to be getting severe weather. Ruston, Natchitoches, you barely have a chance at getting any severe weather. If you're in the green, your chance of severe weather is low, but not zero. Let me stress that again. It is low, but not zero. Low is in maybe a slim chance of getting possibly a tornado or some flash flooding. The greater chances are out towards Texarkana and Longview and all the way towards Nacogdoches in the yellow, and the greatest chances of getting any of that severe weather aspect is up towards southeastern Oklahoma, including DeQueen, a little corner of southwestern Arkansas, and northeastern Texas, right around Mount Pleasant. Kind of that elevated look almost goes as far eastward as Texarkana. Whew. All right, that's our forecast here for now. That's where I'm going to leave it off at. I have the 7-day forecast for you. Afterward, we're going to go into the election day forecast once again. And I'm going to answer any and all questions you guys have on Facebook or YouTube. Again, leave a comment, leave a question. I'm going to take a sip of water. I've been talking for 15 straight minutes. I will see you after a 2-minute commercial break. As I said, I'm just going to take a drink of water, stay hydrated. And then I will see you after this break with a look at your long-range forecast, what happens beyond Election Day. I'll be back after this. All right, welcome back to First Alert Weather Breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason here in the First Alert Weather Center, answering first and foremost, in this block, any and all of your questions and your concerns. Facebook, YouTube, that's where you can go to communicate with me. And I've already gotten some highs. Deborah from Shreveport, hello. Hello. Hope you're having a good day so far. And also hello hello Chelsea from Timpson, Texas as well. Thank you guys for watching again the stream here. Since this is a weather podcast, it's a little more laid back again from our new shows for those of you watching kind of for the first time. It's just a chance for us to get to the nitty gritty, and I get to thoroughly explain everything to you as well. And again, in a little more of a laid back kind of manner where I'm not stressing about talking within a certain time, that certain thing. So yeah. Also, hello, Carmela. That hello just came out as well. Hello. Hope you're having a good day as well. So again, first solar weather day. Severe weather is coming tonight. All right. So now, before we get to anything else, let's get into the long-range forecast, and then I'll. That's what we're getting to in this block. So that's the severe weather again. Tonight into tomorrow morning is the severe weather, and some of that does obviously include Election Day as well. Bringing up this graphic again. So you look at 6 a.m., it's going to be widespread scattered showers definitely everywhere. By lunchtime, storms are a lot more isolated across the ArkLaTex. That's why you got about a 50-50 call to get rain then. But by the afternoon, especially late afternoon, things should definitely clear up and maybe seeing a little bit of sunshine to end off your day. One thing of note as well, again, watch the cold front. We haven't even talked about the temperatures too much. Highs today, by the way, are in the mid-80s. Mid-80s. Lots of warm air being pushed in front of that cold front coming through here late tonight. And then the cold air comes. Only 60s tomorrow. Hope you're ready for it. It's gonna be nice, honestly, feeling for me. That'll be great. We'll look at the temperatures in the 7-day forecast, but that is going to be really fantastic. Now, what this show was actually supposed to be about, exclusive like content-wise, besides just me talking about severe weather, was me talking about the tropics. It's November, and tropical season goes until the end of November. Some people tend to forget about that. I'm not going to lie. And the reason they do is because usually this is kind of like June or July. It's the tail end of the season or just very start at the beginning of the year or beginning of the season for tropical season. But truth is, we do have a system. Let me remove my face because I realize it's now in the way. We do have a system out in the Caribbean. This is potential tropical cyclone 18. It is in the western edge of the Caribbean Sea, and it is actually expected to become Tropical Storm Raphael later on today. Yeah, it is going to form. It's very impressive. Also, and not only is it going to form, look at the direction it's going at via these spaghetti models. All the way into the Gulf, and if you kind of connect, if you continue those lines in the trajectory that they're already going, that pinpoints most of the spaghetti models right towards us, Louisiana, unfortunately. Right into New Orleans is kind of right in the center part of the cone here with this system. Now, yes, we're staying first about the tropics. Now, question number one for people is how strong exactly is this looking to get? Well, it's November, so let's have realistic standards with this first of all, actually, which is good news. The worst that this system can be, it looks like as of right now, is a low-end Cat 2. And that's, first of all, just going into the Gulf of Mexico. Looks like when it reaches the northern end of the Gulf of Mexico, it's got some things to fight, including colder waters, which is good news for us. It's looking like a strong tropical storm right now at landfall at this very moment. And landfall's looking to be somewhere around next weekend. So guess what? We're going to exclusively go into this, actually, in another podcast later on this work week. I want to talk about this again, probably either on Wednesday or Thursday. That's my plan as of right now. So if you want to stay tuned for that, you can stay first alert with us. But yeah, very weird to have it this late in the year, but it's still tropical season, again, all the way until the end of November. So even though we keep talking about cold fronts moving on through, we have another tropical system laid out in front of us that's about to potentially go into Louisiana. Oh boy. All right, so now let's get into the 7-day forecast. Heading into your 7-day forecast here for today, 84 is the high again. Only a 30% chance of showers, but again, keep in mind that's just for today during the day. Tonight is the main issues. Again, most of the severe weather threat starts around 7, 8. It could start as early as, honestly, 5. There's some hints that could have some strong little cells right in front of that line, right around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Keep in mind, this is only starting around southeastern Oklahoma and eastern Texas. Just going over the timeline again one more time. Heading into, heading into eastern Texas and Texarkana, that appears to be more like a late night thing, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Then for northwest Louisiana, specifically around Shreveport, that's when we're looking to bring the line probably heading into the overnight hours, more like 2, 3 in the morning. As of right now, maybe an hour earlier than that, around 1 potentially, but yeah, so areas in northwest Louisiana, again, might not even see any rain today, quite frankly, at all. That's why, again, it's only a 30% chance. Then everybody's definitely going to get rain tomorrow morning, especially tomorrow morning for your election day morning. Afternoon becomes a lot more isolated, which is good news. Notice the highs, 84 down to 70 on Tuesday. And then there's the rest of the work week, which we haven't even talked about a single bit in the 25 minutes I've been on air. So yeah, highs do slightly warm back up. Highs back up in the upper 70s here for the second half of the work week, continuing into next weekend. The good news about that, though, no more 80s, potentially for the foreseeable future, which is good. I'm honestly looking forward to cooler weather. I'm sorry if you're not. But also notice we do have some slim rain chances. This kind of means that we'll have a few showers kind of meandering and lingering around the region here each and every day, heading all the way into the weekend. So, yeah, watch out for that. Granted, none of that should be severe weather at all, and most of it should be completely disorganized. So that'll be at least good news about that, at least to take a break after our first alert weather day. Again, happens tonight, heading into early tomorrow morning. All right, so that was a look at your long-term forecast, moving on forward throughout the next couple of days. Coming up after this, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to answer any last-minute questions, concerns you have. I can stay on as long as possible if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Besides that, yeah, we'll wrap it up and look forward to tomorrow's podcast. I will say, though, real quick before that, there might be another weather thing on the stream. We might be streaming more weather content still, but before the stream tomorrow, tracking most of our severe weather live into the late night hours. We'll get to you on that. We'll send you some notifications on our app, First Alert Weather, on our app, which is KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather. You should download. It's pretty cool. Allows you to track the radar and good timing, so to speak. So yeah. All right. Enough talking by me. I'm gonna go take another 2-minute break, and then I'm gonna wrap this up after this. Hang around. All right, welcome back. First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm coming back. Here I am, meteorologist Evan Thomason. Just so you know, during the break, we literally had CJ walk in. First of all, he was talking about literally streaming here later today. So CJ will give you guys another update. It sounds like later on this afternoon. Potentially. He's telling me potentially. So don't fully count him on this. All right.
Yes, but expect an update later on from all of us here at KSLA.
But yes, you can expect an update from us here at KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather. Thank you, CJ, for stopping on in to the podcast. CJ will be on here live anyways, regardless, tomorrow's episode. That's if you want to look forward to tomorrow's First Alert Weather Breakdown show. That's what we'll do then. So yeah, but CJ will be, he told me potentially he'll do another stream here later today. I hope he does. Most likely. All right. It changed your chances from probably to most likely. I'll put it up there. All right. Anyways, also CJ when he was talking to me during break too, he brought up that there is something new. I guess breaking news for weather coming in that deals with our severe weather here later on today. There is a tornado watch. You see that red polygon in for areas around Dallas, and let me go over to it. There's that whole giant red polygon that kind of goes from Dallas up to Sherman, up to McAllister, up to Tulsa in eastern Texas. Notice how a very corner of that tornado watch is in the ArkLaTex, and for McCurtain County and areas of northeastern Texas, just the tiny portion of it, yes, but still a tiny portion regardless. I'm gonna get to the details on this, see if it pops up. There we go. That's in effect until 6 p.m. tonight. So the very looks like the very right edge of that. Again, what did I say? Right in around 5-6 o'clock tonight is when we're expecting the first bit of those storms to potentially roll into the ArkLaTex, right around areas of Idabel and areas around Mount Pleasant as well. So, yes, this was just issued by the National Weather Service literally during the last break. So, yes, stay first alert with us. Again, tornado watch means it's not one huge tornado warning. Let me explain that in a different way. Tornado watch means we're watching for the potential for tornadoes to develop. Tornadoes could develop underneath this polygon all the way up until 6 p.m. And first of all, since they issued this out, let me just say as well, would not be surprised to see this extended into some of our region here for, again, the late night hours tonight. That's when you need to be first alert. Yes, I know tomorrow's election day. It's going to be very busy enough. Also, I know it's, again, painful enough to have this in a certain time of day. Not just for the fact that you can't see the severe weather coming through, unfortunately, here for the ArkLaTex tonight, but also just for the simple fact of it's going through the overnight hours tonight. If in case anything does happen tonight, Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones will be here. He'll cover everything into the late night hours. I will cover everything on air into the early morning hours, maybe even with a stream as well. We might stream some content here, staying first alert and staying awake with those of you staying awake here late tonight. All right. That's our recap of today's episode. Again, CJ's on for tomorrow's episode. I'm checking Facebook. I don't see anything. I'm also checking YouTube. I don't see any comments there either. At least comments I haven't responded to yet. You stay first alert with us. Again, today, First Alert Weather Day, and for the storms coming tonight. Thank you very much for watching First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Again, before we break down the coverage here late into the overnight hours tonight, just personally, I'm going to go get some sleep before I go cover all of that immediately after this podcast, actually. You have a great rest of your day, though. Enjoy your Monday. Stay first alert with us again tonight. It's regardless of whether severe weather comes or not, it is going to be very loud. Lots of lightning, lots of rain. We'll stay first alert with you in the meantime. All right, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Thank you very much for watching First Alert Weather Breakdown. You have a great rest of your Monday, and at least for the podcast, I'll see you on for the podcast tomorrow, right around this time. I will probably see you before then, honestly, on the stream here, maybe later on tonight. All right, stay first alert with us, and have a good rest of your day. Peace.